Good morning, Angelina. Good morning, everyone. So, I thought I had extra stuff scheduled. I thought I was scheduled in advance. Good morning. Looks like I did not have it scheduled for in advance. So, my bad. It's a Monday. You know what? It feels like a Monday today. Oh my goodness. So good morning, Angelina and Maureen and Jenny and Jenna and everybody out in the universe. How are we? This has been one of those weird mornings, I'll tell you. It's one of those ones where I keep reminding myself that, everything's an omen, and there are no coincidences, because it's one of those days where one thing after the other. It's like, I need to really pay attention today. And right down to the fact that this schedule was not correct on YouTube. So, but the positive thing is having something like this to remind us. It's like, all right, let's switch a light switch and see if we can shift gears so that we can pay attention to all the little clues that we have. So, this is the MyTarot morning reflection, our daily inventory and chance to check in with the universe. It's a reminder to take a breath and to slow down, listening to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean. Oh, much better. So yeah, I hope everybody did have a good weekend. I did a class yesterday. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Some really great people showed up. So that was really energizing. I really enjoyed that a lot. And the class was over on time, so it's a 2-hour class. And I always, if I have the time, I offer to stay. So we actually stayed for like an extra 45 minutes just answering questions and talking tarot and things like that. So I can't think of a much better way to spend the day other than with my family or, whatever's, but that was nice. So, where's our feet? My feet are flat on the floor and I'm rolling my ankles. Oh, man, that feels good. And my butt's doing the kitty dance. Nice and comfortable in the seat. Checking in with the shoulders. Ugh. Getting that breath. And then checking in with the neck. And feeling that light switch go off. So here's our chance to check in with the universe. See if there's any angers, resentments, or anxieties, or anything like that. And if we check in now, we realize how we're feeling, then maybe if something pops up later on, we'll be able to handle it just by taking a breath and maybe walking out for a couple minutes or something like that. Because that's the kind of day I'm planning on having, the way things are going. Which, again, this is why it's such a good reminder to do this. Okay, so let's do the switcheroo here. And let's see what the universe has for us today. So what am I going to do then? I'm going to make our 3 stacks. Each one a different thread going out to the universe. It's like each one's a different thought or idea. And if we believe in the multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path, because this conversation is going to lead down one path. This conversation is a totally different path from this one. And the question is, which string do we want to pull today? And I'm going to go for the center one, or what I like to think of as what's right at the heart. So I'm going to do our 3 in 1. And I'll flip each card over one at a time, like we're reading the Pages OA book. And again, because this is the exciting part. So, first card today. Ooh, it is the Queen of Swords. Queens, court cards. Court cards are not male or female. It's masculine energy, feminine energy. Queens are the element of water. Queens are the heart of the kingdom. They're the spirituality. They're the emotions. They're the nurturers in the kingdom. And she's the Queen of Swords. So swords are the element of air. They're our thoughts, our ideas, sometimes our anxieties. So we have the Queen of Swords, who's clear-sighted, sees things the way they are. It's hard to pull stuff over her, wool over her eyes. She is got the emotion that goes with being a queen. She's got the spirituality that goes with a queen. But you don't mess with her because she is the Queen of Swords. So, and her sword is a little bit cocked at an angle, unlike Justice. So what that means is that there's a difference between what the rules are and what's right. What you're supposed to do and what you should do. She sees that there needs to be compromise. She sees that, sometimes you need to look at a situation with empathy, with understanding. So that's what she does, and that's how we're starting the day today. Because, look at this, with the Nine of Swords. So, we have, this card, if you can imagine all that, if that's all swords, if that's all scimitars, which is what they are, they're scimitars, how heavy this would be. And if swords are our thoughts and our ideas and sometimes our anxiety, when we get this many swords in a reading, oh my goodness. So it's kind of like with the Nine of Swords, they call this sometimes the nightmare card, but it's really kind of the stuff that keeps us awake at night. Sometimes the stuff that just weighs on us. And I can imagine that a Queen of Swords would take on a lot of this. A lot of the emotions, a lot of the anxieties that go with keeping the kingdom up, fed, paid, things like that. But let's see what the next card is. It's the Seven of Swords. So this is one of those spreads that just kind of reminds me, if I don't do it, who will? So I'm very much the Queen of Swords. So again, the cards are not, they're gender neutral. And so it's about wanting to be empathetic. It's about wanting to be open and all that wonderful stuff there. And still, but we're still the Queen of Swords, which means that we take on what we need to. This spread is almost one of those spreads that says, if I don't do it, who will? Because sometimes when we take on all of sometimes other people's problems, or not talking to people, or not, being able to express ourselves, we get this anxiety. Our empathetic selves can get overloaded. We don't have enough spoons. We go hungry, angry, lonely, or tired trying to just get things done. And that's the kind of stuff that keeps us up at night. And with the Seven of Swords, sevens are about potential, drive, ambition. We want to get to the tens. When we get to Ten of Swords, we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. We'll start over with one sword again when we're ready for that. But we're at this Seven of Swords. So, this is that one where I will ask somebody sitting in front of me, have you ever been, and I mentioned hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, when we're not taking care of ourselves. Sometimes we do things we normally wouldn't. Sometimes we, the back of our head, it's like, why did we do that? We knew we shouldn't. We react. We react negatively. We sometimes get overreaction. And it's when we are stressed, when we are not taking care of ourselves, when we are tired. And sometimes that can happen throughout a day. I mean, it's not like a big cosmic thing here. This is just welcome to a Monday that says, Are we checking in with where we are today? If we're the Queen of Swords and we want to be empathetic, we want to have emotions and things, but we're looking at the news, we're looking at the things around us, we see things clearly. Sometimes we take on other people's anxieties, sometimes we just pile them on and not able to get rid of them. And so sometimes we just get to the point where we might do things we normally wouldn't. And that's what this is. This is about the shortcuts, about being short ourselves, about, again, just anxiety and then acting out on that. We don't have enough spoons in the drawer today. Again, if I don't do it, who will? Who else is going to pay the bills? Who else is going to do that? And we get tired, and sometimes we do act out. It's like, well, somebody pay attention to me. But let's see what the advice card is. It's about starting over again. It's about putting down all the swords before we let them start dictating how we feel today. Before we start letting them dictate any anxieties and things like that. It's about what we're doing right now. So the aces are our seeds. Aces are about starting over. And wands are our passion and our fire and our energy. And so for a queen, when she is the queen of wands, when she puts that sword down, it's more about the fire and the energy. It's not about the mental and taking on the mental load, which sometimes the mental and taking on the mental load is not a doing. It's not an action. Where wands and fire are about our actions. So today it's about just recognizing our day-to-day anxiety and how we're feeling. But not just looking at it like the Queen of Swords here, because swords are the element of air. It's about actually saying, you know what? Maybe I'm going to put that sword down. I'm planting this seed right now that says, I'm taking action. Let's see. Maureen saying, I think I might just stay in bed. Ace of Wands. Courage. Yes, exactly. Because all these swords, that's all that anxiety that keeps us from taking an action. So this spread is about making the decision to take an action. It's like recognizing how we're feeling and our anxieties, but having a plan and taking an action, planting that seed. And doing this right here is planting that seed, because as I say, once we talk about something, once, if it's at the back of our head, that's one thing, but when we say it out loud, we make it real. So today, let's just make planting that seed real. Staying in bed is its own action. Oh, man. I agree. That would be such a good idea. So today, just do a checklist of anything that might be causing anxiety. And instead of doing the inaction of just focusing and thinking, what action can we take today? Just a small one to get the seed planted. And so with that, and all those swords, I hope everybody has an amazing day today. Amazing rest of the evening, wherever you happen to be. And I will be back here again tomorrow. Thank you all very much. Take care.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around, mystery